My approach is really about the emotional aspect of it, providing the correct atmosphere for the music and the musicians that I'm playing with. And that's really first and foremost. What I try to do and what I teach is to support the music and figure out how to, become a valuable commodity to anybody that wants to hire you as a drummer. So everything I think that you're talking about sort of goes into all of that, but it's a little shallow for me in the sense of what it's all about at the end. Because yes, we're all wowed by, physical ability, me included. I mean, if I see somebody that has obviously practiced a long time, a lot, and has great technique and a lot of power and can just do things on the drum set that most of us can't, it's awe-inspiring. But when we're talking about music, for me, I'm coming from more of an old school tradition where, it's a lot of the music I play is jazz oriented, more of the capability to support that kind of environment of dynamic contrast, different styles within the jazz idiom. Most of the stuff I'm involved in falls under the category of fusion, because that's really what I do mostly, is fuse a lot of different styles into whatever music we're playing. And those rules are okay because we all agree with that. That's what we're doing as a band. What goes into, getting to that place is a lot. And in my opinion, it takes a lifetime to really develop into the kind of player I certainly want to be. I feel like I'm still learning and still developing, after playing for 48 years. So it never ends, and that's the beauty of it. You always kind of are striving to have more command over the instrument, to be comfortable in a place that allows the music to work. There's all of the technical, abilities that need to be practiced and developed. There's all of the independence, the coordination as a drummer that needs to be developed. There's the reading aspect. A lot of people say, you don't need to read music. For me, I've never done one gig in my life that I hadn't had to read something. So interpret charts and play the music quickly is an art. And the idea is that we survive playing music. So the more versatile you are, the more well-rounded you are, the more depth you have. And if you can read, then you're going to get the call versus somebody that can on a last-minute thing that has a stack of music. And then there's the listening aspect. The people that really tune into the history, that go back and listen to all the great innovators of, on this instrument that we play. And not only that listening, but also listening to different cultures, different styles. Of course, self-analyzation for me has always been a big part of my development. I'm still videotaping every gig, even these days, just to for documenting some things, and also to analyze it, seeing how does this song feel? Does it, am I laying back too much on this tune or too much ahead? And that's what really is, sets the men apart from the boys, is being able to adapt to different musical situations and be able to lay back and play with, that group of people that play like that versus playing on top and fitting into that concept. So, of course, listening to yourself is important, but I'm talking about, the study, the growing of your own knowledge. And that goes back to jazz, it's and a lot of people don't want to listen to jazz, It's a lot of places I go to teach, the triplet is like missing in a lot of areas of the world. It's not even understood kind of what it is. And that comes from the jazz. So that's my take on it. All the developmental stuff is really necessary, of course, but it's, to me, the drummers that really turn me on are the ones that figure out how to emotionally affect the band and the audience. those are the ones that, in my opinion, are the ones, at least for me, that turn me on as a listener. And so that's what I've always tried to do that based on my learning and, trying to copy and understand what the players that I really liked, what they do and what they have done in the past.